Welcome to the Teaching Unfiltered podcast. I'm your host, Cindy Homberg-Smith, your teacher bestie right here in the trenches with you, celebrating the highs and holding your hand through the lows of this wild, wonderful teaching journey. Now, if you're craving more than just survival mode, if you're ready to elevate every part of your life, both in and out of the classroom, then you've arrived at the right spot. Finding me has not been by coincidence. You've been guided because you know there are bigger things in store for you, and today you have found like-minded teachers seeking the same bigger life. Here we dive into what truly matters: personal growth, mindset shifts, empowerment, teaching with heart, and finding the balance between your passion and your purpose. Now, we'll explore spirituality, self-education, well-being, teacherpreneurship, side hustles, goal setting, and crafting those big, audacious teacher dreams, whether they keep you in the classroom or propel you into even something bigger outside of the four walls. This podcast is your dose of real talk, packed with simple, powerful, and practical steps to reclaim your joy, your time, and your soul. We're teachers, yes, but we are so much more than that after that lanyard comes off after the 3 p.m. bell rings. So if you're ready to start living life on your terms, pull up a chair around my table, grab your favorite drink, and let's dive into the unfiltered truths of teacher life together. Welcome home to Teaching Unfiltered, and it's proudly sponsored by Lizard Learning Publishing. Now, before we dive in, I have a small favor to ask to help more teachers discover this podcast and to spread a positive message about navigating the teaching profession. Could you please just take a moment to hit that subscribe button? Only takes a few minutes to subscribe, rate, and review this little show with a big message. Now, your support means the absolute world to me. It helps us reach more teachers who need it the most, and especially now. A huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting teachers and the Teaching Unfiltered podcast. So rightio, let's jump into today's episode. Now, we are on to day 2 of the Teacher Challenge. I have set this up ready for the 2025 new school year. Now, it is all about new year, new me, right? I know it's a bit overdone, but it's also a little reminder to know that how are we going to grow this year, and what are we going to do for real personal growth? Now, because if we aren't changing, we aren't living, right? So every year I choose focus words to guide me. This year, my words are freedom. I think actually every year is freedom. I don't ever want to be tied down in anything. I don't want to have to say no to going to anything that my daughter has at school. So that's why I have chosen like my profession like this, where I'm very flexible and free. And the other word is deeper connections, which is what this podcast is about. This newsletter series of the Teacher Challenge, it's all about those deeper connections, because boy oh boy, do we need them more than ever. Now, these words, they shape every decision that I make. So for example, if you need to have a little example of what I mean, when work opportunities come up, I ask myself, does this align with my value for freedom? Or does it foster deeper connections? So if the answer is yes, I go for it. If the answer is no, and generally you will feel it in your body. If the answer is no, I completely ditch it altogether. So with deeper connections in mind, I'm pouring my heart into creating real value for you through basically 3 sort of steps, I guess, through an actionable challenge like the current 21-day Chaos to Clarity, helping you really step powerfully into your teacher life in 2025, through meaningful emails offering no fluff, just super valuable stuff. Remember, all my emails you can register for PD. So make sure that you're logging all of these hours on all of this information that you're learning. I know how busy you are. I know that you do not get a second to yourselves. So I never, ever will waste your time on an email. If you are on my email list, you will see that I am constantly offering you value that you can use somewhere else in teacher life, whether that is logging it for PD hours, whether it is a tip or a strategy that you can use, behavior management, obviously the daily review subscription, which is the biggest offer that we have at Lizard Learning, and it's actually currently 50% off. So it costs you about 2 cents a day to have 5 literacy, 5 numeracy questions delivered to you every single day. for the whole school year. Now, that offer is only until the 10th of February 2025, and as of the recording of this episode. So jump on that. It'll cost you about 2 cents a day. If I didn't say that already, I have ADHD, so I am always going to be double backing. I'm going to be randomly going off onto different tangents, so you're just going to have to keep up with me. And the third one is that it's content basically that supports your growth as a teacher and as a person. So for me to get better at writing emails and writing content for podcasts and growing my confidence to speak on a podcast, that has been next level. For you guys in this amazing community that I've grown. So behind the words that you read and behind the voice that you hear, I'm a busy solo mum. I'm a business owner, obviously. I run this podcast. Lizard Learning is a publishing media company. And and a woman continuing to learn just the ropes of running an educational publishing company with a whole lot of heart and connection behind it. Now, I am on a daily learning curve myself, and just when I think I've nailed one layer, there is always another layer to unpack and learn in another area. So we're just like big, juicy onions. When you've unpacked one layer, there is always the next layer to go. And that's what life's all about. I wouldn't want it any other way. So let me know at Lizard Learning. It's at Lizard_learning on Instagram. DM me and let me know if you've listened to this podcast, if you're on the challenge. I'd love to hear from you. I live to hear from you guys. And I'd love to know what journey you're on in learning or a new skill or doing something out of your comfort zone, just like I am. Now, as they say, the only way to get better at a skill is to do more of it. And that's why I decided that I will email the challenge each day. But I've also added another little twist into it that I will also record this podcast. And this is just huge benefits for both of us. The emails and the challenge provides a great resource of information. Or you just simply save these emails for a suitable time if you can't be fully focused and present over these next 21 days. And the writing and the producing of the podcast in a consistent manner is really helping me improve my skills and foster that deeper connection with all of you, which is my biggest goal in 2025. Now, I'm just going to take a small break and I will be back after this quick little ad. Now, we're proud to announce that Teaching Unfiltered podcast is sponsored by Lizard Learning. It's the home of the daily review movement. Now, imagine this, a done-for-you literacy and numeracy program delivered straight to you and your students every day for a whole school year, complete with answers. Now, if freedom from planning and creating endless resources sound like a vibe that you can get behind, it's time to stop the madness. No more sitting in your classroom after the 3 p.m. bell wondering what you actually taught today. With confidence, you'll know that you've covered all the fundamentals in 2 critical learning areas, maths and English, for 40 weeks straight. Now, the best part, it will cost you, like I mentioned before, 2 cents a day if you take up the 50% discount offer we have until February the 10th, 2025. Usually it's $156 and it is only $78. So I would not be walking, I would be running to this offer. Now, but be warned, because when you miss your daily 10 questions, your kids will be asking for them because they love the routine and structure to start their day, and the questions are actually fun. So it's all science-backed, evidence-based program that I did in my classroom well before science of learning was a thing and well before reteaching, review, revision, and offering that repetitive learning, which has proven to be the way that students actually learn best. So I was doing that already, and now I've created that whole subscription especially for you. So just head to lizardlearning.com and you can sign up today. You can either sign up to the free platform, check it all out before you pay a cent. So just head to the website for that. Back to the day 2 challenge and today's episode. So thank you for being here. Together, we can help each other grow and be 1% better than we were yesterday. Now, I know your days are full. Trust me, I've been there. I'm actually still here, just in a different capacity, not as a full-time teacher. But even small actions can create big wins. That's why today's day 2 challenge is all about clearing physical chaos to make space for mental clarity. So day 2 is sort those papers. You know the ones that I mean. That stack in your teacher bag, the pile behind your desk, papers scattered on the floor, the mountain on your teacher table. Now, the action is file it, keep what you truly need, or chuck it. Recycle the clutter. You'll feel so much lighter when it's done. Now, I'm doing this challenge right along with you. So today it was my kitchen table. So again, make sure you head over to Lizard Learning, _learning on Instagram, and tell me how it's going for you. I'd love to hear. Now, let's keep moving forward together. Now, that is the end of the episode. These are really quick, short, sharp little challenges or little actions to bite-sized pieces to really get you set for the new school year. And okay, so yeah, that's all I have. So as we wrap up today's episode, I want to remind you that you don't have to navigate this teaching journey alone. And if you need further help, this is how I can help you. I've already talked about heading to the daily review for your maths and English program, done 30 minutes every day, 50% off at the moment until February 10, 2025. So make sure you head to the website and grab that. Also, if you have ADHD or undiagnosed, but you know you need someone to hold your hand and take you step by step out of overwhelming thoughts to taking the first steps to take back control and start living the life you know you should be living, either in your career, a happier teacher life, maybe it's a business you want to start, a little side hustle, maybe it's improve your relationships, but just that monkey mind has got you stuck, then hit up my email and let's chat to see if we're a good fit to work together. It's really super easy. I do coaching around your teaching schedule, around your day schedule, and it's all on the phone because who has time to sit on a Zoom call? I have ADHD and I certainly could not sit for 30 minutes. I need to be on the move. So if that's you, hit up my email and I can help you. And simply, you could just need a dose of positivity and practical tips from this podcast. And we've got the tools for you here too. So head to Lizard Learning, take a browse around, see what will make your life that little bit easier. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of Teaching Unfiltered and tuning in today. And finally, live with intention, teach with passion, and inspire with purpose. And I'll see you in the next episode. Hey, if you have enjoyed my podcast so far, I please ask you to subscribe, rate and review wherever you listen. This helps us reach more listeners to inspire, motivate and empower. I encourage you to tag your friends and give the podcast a 5-star review, as this will really help this little podcast grow. If you find any value today, please take a screenshot of the episode with the comment that resonated and share on Instagram at lizard_learning. My love language are words of affirmation, so I love receiving your messages, your kind words, and to know that I'm bringing you content that will move the needle from where you are to where you wish to be in teacher life. Thank you so very much for listening.